all things comes an end. We are no more than a character in a story, our lives easily extinguished by an arrow or a stone. Turn the page and thousands die. And for what? For the pride of two leaders who are inexorably drawn together by the power of two swords and a mutual destiny. And then the sword of Frost and Armageddon's blade clash. A blinding flash. Another turn of the page. The destruction brings earthquakes, volcanoes, floods, and deaths uncounted. And acts of bravery too. Just when it seems we are doomed, we flip the page once more, and countless fortunate refugees flee through portals into another world. Is this the end of our tale? No, we are the pawns of fate. There are still many pages to turn. And to all things comes a beginning.
Welcome back, my dearest friends. Welcome back to ever so amazing, sexy Heroes of Might and Magic 4 Winds of War. But not really, we're gonna be playing Heroes of Might and Magic 4 Vanilla Campaign. This is as always, a GOG version, ever so amazing version of GOGness. If you know what GOG is, awesome for you. If you don't know what GOG is, not, well, good for you too. I guess. I don't know. Anyway, the point is we're continuing on with the next campaign, which is gonna be a nature campaign. Now the last time we finished the Lysander's campaign, we learned that he was an amazing person after the reckoning, and he is still probably an amazing person who is still searching for his brothers and sisters and who knows what more. But it's okay, Wharton is his newest brother. So I'm continuing this after so many freaking months. But I said, you know what, it's time to continue. If not, well, there's never gonna be a next time as now. So there you go. So I think the way it goes is supposed to maybe going like, kind of like you go into the Barbarian campaign, then you go, you know, I mean, after all, these are 6 sides. You have the life, then you have a might, order campaign, nature campaign, chaos campaign, and then whatever campaign. I don't know what I will, you know. But Elves matter, but I'm going for the nature campaign because the nature campaign is the one that I'm more interested in than anybody else. Then order campaign, then whatever campaign, who cares for, right? So, nature campaign, I like the nature campaign for the reason that, well, I never tried the nature campaign completely. I mean, I've tried a little bit at the very start to see how it looks, how it feels. It looks amazing. I mean, you start by riding a zebra. A zebra! That's your horse. A zebra! That's amazing. But the thing is, watch out for your ears, because the voices, you cannot really like lower down the volume for these narration things. I don't know why. I don't know who made this goddamn thing so impossible. But what I do prefer in Heroes of Might and Magic 3, for instance, is, you know, when you go over these pictures, these cards, they're actually animated. I really liked that very so much, and the briefing style I also liked that they were animated in Heroes of Might and Magic 3. So point for Heroes of Might and Magic 3. Though Heroes of Might and Magic 4 is my favorite Heroes of Might and Magic game. Then comes the third one, then comes I don't know what. I'm trying to fight with actually playing Heroes of Might and Magic 5 and trying to get into that world of something. I cannot even remember the name of the world, but you know, like Hell's Bells, it looks interesting enough, but I don't know, man. I just, you know, like maybe I'm just too biased towards 2D games than I am towards 3D games. I mean, when it comes to turn-based games, turn-based fantasy RPG games, strategy games, that is, I am always Age of Wonders fan. That Age of Wonders, the entire trilogy, is the ultimate to me. But here we go with the Heroes of Might and Magic 4, the Nature Campaign.
Despite Elwin's reputation as a scamp, I felt drawn to his bold spirit. Not even Elwin knew his true potential. I saw it, though, when we were lost in the forest with all sorts of bandits and creatures around us. He was probably more afraid than he had ever been in his life. Yet he seemed more concerned with my mood. He kept trying to make me laugh. I will always love him for that.
The lovers, of course. You know, when you do not have anybody, then you just play games and hope that someone is gonna love you. So the campaign is scenario and the details. We're gonna of course read this because it's important. Later down the line, everyone will not read these things, but not really. Do remember, Heroes of Might and Magic 4 is heavy on text. So if you do not actually enjoy someone reading all that bullshit for you, just move on. There are billions of people doing these videos. Moving on. So, it is love at first sight when Elwin and Shaera met. But there is another who loves Shaera, and he will stop at nothing to have her. Thus begins a tragic love story that thrusts the Elven nation of Aranorn into civil war and threatens to destroy all that the Elves have rebuilt since the Reckoning. Now, if you do not know the Heroes of Might and Magic 4 storyline, good for you. So, scenario. A diplomatic mission along the coast of the Quid Sea turns tragic when pirates attack. Oh my. Elwin and Shaera barely escape the mayhem, but soon realize they are lost in this wild part of Aranorn. It is up to Elwin to get them home again. But courtly elf must first learn to survive in the wild and lead soldiers into battle, if they are ever going to make it safely through this wild and dangerous region. So this is gonna be something like that person, that girl, then they kill themselves at the end. Romeo and Juliet. Yes, that's the movie. Victory condition. Find Shaera's father, Grammon. Good stuff. Lose condition. Lose the Elven hero. Not the Elven hero, it's the Elven. Elven, like a chipmunk. A magical intermediate game, a carryover. Elven and all his skills, spells, and experience will carry over to the next map. All of your heroes have maximum level 15. Wait, so does that mean that only he goes to the next map, or is that... Okay. Okay, so only Elvin and all his skills, spells, and experience will carry over to the next one. So that's like, you know, in Lycian, when I get my beautiful hero, I choose my beautiful heroes, and then they go with me. Next, which is good. Okay, that's gonna be new. That's gonna be new. Oh, but you know, I'm used to. I always love that. You know, that the Heroes of Might and Magic 5 doesn't have. Is that, you know, like these conditions or carryovers, that is specifically, that goes from map to map. I like that very so much. I mean, in Heroes of Might and Magic 5, it's only your main persona, because that one is much more linear and well, linear in terms of it's very more cinematic game than the previous Heroes of Might and Magic games. So intermediate game, advanced game, expert game, and champion game. Now people ask, Demon, do a champion Gamu. You do realize, people, that I suck at these games, right? Like, I fucking suck at these games. I can barely freaking finish one of them, and I barely finished Lysander's campaign, and that took some fucking cojones. And I mean, that was probably to be like the novice campaign, right? So I played on advanced, not advanced, or was it intermediate? I think it was intermediate or advanced game that I played the Lysander's campaign, right? We will go on expert. Now, neutral armies are much larger than normal, and you start with less gold, and I'm not gonna go, I mean, Japanese zero money. You know, that means I have to stay in my fucking barracks or whatever town I am in and wait for my money to just pile up before I can do anything. So there is that. Mobile guards are stationed. I always go with mobile guard. That's a new feature in Heroes of Might and Magic 4 compared to any other Heroes of Might and Magic game. They will attack and aggro you like nobody's whore. And there is actually a certain radius, but the game tells you nicely where they're gonna rape you in the butt. So let's begin. This is gonna be very interesting. And as always, one of the greatest things, if people don't like the gameplay of Heroes of Might and Magic 4, they will definitely agree that the Heroes of Might and Magic 4 has the best storylines, because they're so heavy on the text, That's something that honestly so many games could learn from, is from Heroes of Might and Magic 4 for these texts. I love to read these. I mean, Hell's Bells, they give you so much lore about the units, about, well, not the units specifically, but more about the world. And also something that I will love Age of Wonders to learn is make huge massive texts to read like these, like right into your fucking face. Also the second thing is always amazing, ever so amazing, by music by Romero, who it is like he just knew how to make these beautiful music pieces. And in Heroes of Might and Magic 7, he brought that, well, they brought that, you know, that those DLCs, those little campaign DLCs that give a nod towards this world where we are in, and of course the music pieces from specifically from Heroes of Might and Magic 4, which again I much more prefer Heroes of Might and Magic 4 as a whole compared to any other Heroes games, because it just has more soul to it. And as always, the UI is just a beautiful, beautiful thing to look at. These little dragon snakes around, and just very beautiful, very colorful, very ornamental. You know, like it has a personality. That's something that I always wish in every game compared to this Metro style people go with these days. Luckily, that night I dressed in a brand new ensemble. My shirt and trousers were purple silk accented with a white lace. I wore a wide brimmed hat adorned with a peacock feathers and a belt of golden discs. My knee-high boots were made of snow rabbit fur. I had spent most of my money on the outfit, and I think fate made me wear it, because that was the first time I set eyes on Shaera. Ever since the day she entered the Elven court, everyone claimed she was the most beautiful woman in all of Aranorn. Now, I had heard that title thrown around many times before, and in a court filled with countless beautiful women, I never understood why it made one stand out from another. But Shaera was different. Her waist-length hair glimmered like rays of golden light poking through the treetops. Her large eyes, the color of a clear winter sky, dominated her slender face, and they were capable of piercing your soul. I danced with her for more than 2 hours that night, and soon I learned that Shaera wasn't just a beauty. I've danced with a lovely woman in the past, but abandoned them when I found their personalities about as interesting as a rotting log. Shaera was different. She was quiet but intelligent, and I got a sense that she longed for something but didn't know what, just as I have my entire life. That's when I asked her, "What do you do? I mean, when you're not capturing the hearts of every man in the room?" Shaera looked deep into my eyes as if seeing me for the first time, and smiled at me. That's when I fell in love. Shaera is the kind of woman that makes you do things you wouldn't normally do. She can make a lazy man athletic and greedy man a philanthropist. She inspired me to draw on a few favors so I could be named one of the Druid advisors for a diplomatic journey along the coast of Aranorn. I didn't exactly enjoy traveling through the wilderness, and I liked sea travel even less, but this was my chance to steal a few moments with Shaera without the prying eyes of the Elven court watching us. The only person I had to worry about was her father, Gramen. Gramen was the leader of this expedition. He was supposed to visit the port towns to solidify their relationship with Aranorn, and hopefully bring them completely under the loose authority of this new Elven nation. I soon found out that the Gramen had tried to block my appointment to this mission. Why, I didn't know. Luckily, he was unable to sway the vote. I have a feeling that Menathath, my mentor and strongest supporter, had something to do with it. It was nice to have a member of the Elder Council as a good friend. And if I had known Gramen would be so vigilant in keeping his daughter away from me, I might not have bothered. We were on our 8th day of travel when Shaera and I finally managed to sneak up onto one of the masts to talk and stare at the stars. Above in a crow's nest, we could hear the soft snoring of the watchman. I had slipped him a sleeping draught earlier so Shaera and I could be alone. If you ask me, it was about time my druid trading came into handy. I impressed Shaera with my knowledge of the heavens, naming every star she pointed out. "Let me show you my favorite ones," I said. She rested her hand against my arm to stare along its path as I pointed to the eastern horizon, but all I could think about was the beautiful smell wafting up from her hair. I closed my eyes, knowing that I would remember that scent forever. "There," I said. "Just above the skyline. See the blue one next to the red star? Almost touching. They blink in time together. Those are the lovers." "And why do you show me those stars, Elvin?" Shaera said, toying with me. Now let's go a little bit down. Before I could answer, though, a shadow passed across the lovers. I tensed as I followed the shadow down to the larger darkness floating across the sea. It was a ship, and it was approaching us too quickly to be any mistake. The pirates attacked so quickly that most of the crew was still below deck when the rogues swung across on ropes to our ship. I don't remember much except the screaming and clanking of metal on metal. There were fires everywhere, smoke burned the eyes, and people everywhere were dying. It was horrible. All I could think about was getting Shaera to safety. We made it to one of the dinghies, and thanks to the battle being fought on 2 ships, I cut it free and escaped into the darkness unnoticed. We watched from the distance as both ships burned. Shaera cried on my shoulder, for she did not know her father's fate. And so we begin finally after a huge opening, and that's how the openings should always be to me. Like that's something I adore about Heroes of Might and Magic 4. When I bought Heroes of Might and Magic 4 back in the day when the game was released, it had like rave reviews and all that. I was like, wow, that game must be awesome. I of course didn't like it. The moment I installed it, I was disgusted by it. But of course, years and years and decades and hundreds of billions of thousands of trillions of years down the line, I love it. Now, so we begin finally, and we have our beautiful man, Elwin, level 1 druid. This is going to be the first time playing as a nature hero, nature side. It's going to be interesting what heroes I can utilize for me. I hope I can meet our old friends from the live campaign that we utilized. That would be nice always. Some ever so amazing monks that we had in the previous campaign. Of course, Araya, maybe our knight. Who knows if she can join us? Hell's bells. I mean, we have these 3. Like, I believe at least in terms of morale that they're not gonna lower the morale. These 3 types of like life heroes, nature heroes, of course, and order heroes go well with this campaign. Understandable, the nature ones we can, really demon, yes. So, a level 1 druid, of course, 16 to 24 damage. Now remember the Heroes Might and Magic 4, it's the hero stuff that we are looking for, right? Here. And that's the hero stuff that tells us exactly what, where, and what that hero is gonna utilize. And he's not buffing units, like in Heroes of Might and Magic 3, where his additional damage will go into the damage of your units. That specific thing goes for the skill tree here that we have, and that's the thing that is very important. But how we're gonna go with this is, as I said, it's gonna be completely new playthrough, completely blind playthrough of this campaign, of course, and a completely blind through playing as the nature hero. But I love the look of the nature buildings. I love that the entire mishmash of units in Heroes of Might and Magic 4. You know, just like for instance, Heroes of Might and Magic 3 had that rampart, I think, side, and really stupid fucking names for these factions. in Heroes Might and Magic 3. I just can't remember them. But you had that, and you had like, I think that was the Rampart, but you had like the elves and the dwarves together, and like it looked ridiculous. It looked fucking ridiculous, but it was nice. I like that because it kind of breaks the mold. You know, that bullshit, you know, goes out of the box, so to speak, because, you know, it's always the same thing. The dwarves, specific old full dwarf faction. You know, you can name so many fucking games that are like that. Elves, only completely bunch of elf factions. I mean, Heroes Might and Magic 5 presents exactly that, right? You have they are all elves. They are all elves with some additional beings that are nature beings, right? But they're completely elves, for instance. And I like that kind of when I don't like that. I like the one that breaks them all, especially when it comes to Heroes of Might and Magic games. That's something I really adored about all Heroes of Might and Magic games. And of course 4 continues that tradition heavily, even much heavily, like hell's bells. Like, you don't have any more devil faction or whatever the faction was in the Heroes of Might and Magic 3, but now they're combined with the undead, and you know they have a combination of the undead and the devils and the imps and all the good stuff like that. At least I think that's how it, I mean, hell's bells. I mean, I'm yet to play with that, but but if Destiny is willing, we shall get even to that point, and I'm truly hopeful because I love this series so much. I love this game so much, and you know, in Heroes terms, this is the ultimate. So let's see what Elven truly is. Elven is more interested in the grandeur of court life than the peaceful solitude of the forests. He lives in the moment. If not for his charming personality, the Elven court would probably ignore this tall, gangly elf. But Elwin is one who can never be ignored. And I like the entire portrait of him. Like, I really like the portraits. Always in Heroes Might and Magic 3, I love them. I love them here even more. They're just so beautiful, hand-drawn. That's just perfection. So let's see with what we start as a druid class. Basic nature magic gives a hero ability to cast level 1 nature magic spells. It is required to learn basic herbalism, and is one required for advanced summoning, which is very useful spell. Of course, we did get a nature hero in one of my turn-based Chronicles series, where I played the Heroes of Might and Magic for the Ice Age scenario. That was my first real experience with Heroes of Might and Magic 4. And I won that after so many battles. It was glorious. I must say, it was really glorious. And the first time finishing a scenario in Heroes of Might and Magic ever. That single scenario, that is. I never finished in any other. That was the first time I did it. And I was very glad for it. And the next thing what it gives, we have basic herbalism, which gives the hero 10 spell points and increases spell point recovery by 2 per day. Oh, okay, so at least we know that, right? This one, of course, requirements for the advanced nature magic, which we'll be gaining, of course. I mean, this is one of our primary skills after all, so we're gonna go with that. These are secondary, primary. Primary, secondary. There you go, I think. Anyway, no equipment whatsoever. Let's see, do we have any, we don't have anything in inventory. This is our inventory, nothing. We can summon a wolf, that's 3 wolves, and this is a combat magic. Yeah, this is a combat magic. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there is also the way to summon them constantly through each day as they pass. If I'm not mistaken. I remember that being the thing in that turn-based Chronicle Ice Age Center when I got the hero, and he constantly just gains these monsters, right? The nature monsters, the fairy, the wolf, and all that, and they stack. And I can't wait to see how that's gonna be, because that's a very nice thing. You know, like, because it just stacks up and stacks and stacks. You know, it can go probably in millions and zillions and jillions. But it's just gonna be interesting to see how it's gonna go here, because this is completely blind, so it's gonna be so much fun just learning it all again. And I've not played this in a longest while since I finished the campaign, the Life Center campaign, the live campaign. I'm gonna be very interested how this is gonna go for me now. And plus we're playing on a harder difficulty, so there's gonna be that. That means again that the nature creature, that is these regular fucktards, are gonna be like dozens of Skeletors. Like, oh motherfucker, I'm not even touching these bastards at the moment at all. Skeletor's death, yeah, that's death. Chaos death, yeah, and all that bullshit, that's a death. Yes, of course, like Skeletors, not touching them at the moment, so no point actually in looking at them. But I am interested, can I maybe summon No, I kid. That's just demon, just a battle thing. Okay, so let's see what we have. We are in a very nice situation on the coast. There is a bunch of stuff on the coast as always. Like when you shipwreck, there's usually some good loot, but not here. At the desert hut, you can get special mounts. You can run faster over desert terrain for 7 days, so the entire week. There is also the flotsam, which is all remains some tragic shipwreck, which we collect if we had a ship of some sort. We will at some point. There's gonna be a lot of saves, mind you, a lot of saving and all that. So also you gain constantly, like every day and all that, the gold. And instead of every 7 days, you do not get replenishment of creatures. You get them every day. So I like that very much. I understand the point they went with when they created that, when they changed that you do not have an upgrade of a certain creature, that creature is unique. Now you have, for instance, a Crusader in the old Heroes of Might and Magic 3. You have like two types. You have the Swordsman and a Crusader. The Crusader does 2 whammies on the enemy and whatever else. In this one, he's the same thing, but he's just immediately the Crusader. He's not a Swordsman. And I like that very much for the reason that, you know, like they specialized that specific unit. There was really never, to me, point in upgrading the, there was a point in upgrading units in Heroes of Might and Magic 3. But why would you ever go for the basic unless you don't have enough money? And that's the thing that I would always just buy in Heroes of Might and Magic 3 when I play a little bit. I always go upgrade. I mean, I look at what upgrade that creatures that give me, but let's be honest, who doesn't want a Medusa that can stone the fuck out of anything, right? Well, you know, instead of just a regular Medusa. In this one, Medusa does exactly the tier 2 creature of Heroes of Might and Magic 3. But instead here, he has a way of immediately one-shotting any creature in that stack or a hero, because now heroes are on the battlefield, and that's very important thing, and I love it. I love that so much. So in front of us we have the gold, which is very important, of course. I mean, there again, you have all the necessary ingredients, which I really like that they never dumped down. That, you know, you still have the gems, you still have the minerals, you have the mercury, you have everything else, and I love that. I never like a game that dumps down on what it always had, right? They did in Heroes of Might and Magic 6, for instance. You know, when they dump down how many resources you can have. I mean, to me, having a lot more resources, that means you have a lot more to think about and take your time. I mean, these are turn-based games. That means you can stay back and think about it if you want, for instance, if you're that type of a person. Or you can play fast. But you can stay back and think about it, count, you know, you have a paper and a pencil, like, oh yeah, man, if I count my distance much. I like that because it gives you options. That's the difference between real-time strategy games and turn-based strategy games. Okay, so let's finally continue on and explore. Do remember that we have aggro creatures that, again, the nicely is going to tell us. You see yellow? That means that this creature will attack us if we are here in the next turn. If we are that close, you see, if we are here, it's immediate battle. This thing will aggro and immediately go for it. But it has the glove, the Equestrian's glove, 25% movement on land. That's actually awesome. Oh, that's good. That's actually, ooh, that would be perfect to have now at the very start of the game. But again, we are only one person and we will die immediately. So, let's get that over the desert terrain. We have enough movement. Okay, the desert people use special mounts capable of trotting with ease across the sand. They will increase your movement over desert terrain, but be warned, they're only good for 7 days. We get +2 movement. How nice of them. As you can see here, we cannot do anything over here, and that definitely blocked terrain. So we have only the skeleton, as we cannot do anything with the skeleton, we move on. Okay, so we collected 600 gold. We have 5,600. I think we begin, if we play normal, there'll be just 10,000 gold, right? In front of us we have a band of assassinos, banditos. They're not assassinos, they're banditos. That is the chaos creatures. And we have orcs. The beautiful orcs, and I just love the mishmash of these units. I love how, like, look at some bunch of bandits are with orcs, and they're like, yeah, we can eat humans together, yeah, like real Germans. And we have some logs. Do we really need this? And again, the green bar here represents the love. This represents how many men we actually have, how full the party is. And this of course is our formation. So we can position ourselves behind him. Being a druid, he's not gonna be beating anyone with his stick at the moment. But I don't know how I'm gonna go. I don't know. There's so many classes, you know, upgrades of the classes in Heroes of Might and Magic 4 that you can really roleplay the character, and that's what I'm gonna do with Elven. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be perfection. Also the stars, always love this. Always remind me of Star Wars. So let's collect this for now. Okay, plus 8 wood. Can we completely outrun this fucker? Yes, there is the green, and hopefully there's nothing near there. This is gonna become yellow and we're gonna die. See, danger, danger, Will Robinson. Okay, we're gonna go into the green, avoiding all the problems. Good. So we're not gonna be fighting anything here until we actually, that's abandon a few. That's not a huge chunk of things, but let's be honest, I'm gonna get raided by something at some point. So there you go, no more movement points whatsoever. Okay, let's end this. There you go. Third, day 2, week 1, month 1. Good stuff. I'm gonna take 15 months to finish this. It looks like a big map. It's gonna be interesting to see what we can explore. I'm gonna go down a little bit here. We're gonna collect the drought, increases your movement. And does it increase or replenish the entire movement? I forget that. I really do. I'm gonna first collect this, which is gonna waste some of our, quite a bit of our movement. Crystals, let's collect our crystals. We're gonna take it slow, my dear friends. We're gonna take it slow. This is what I love about turn-based games, is that you can just take your time, have fun, and enjoy that. And I love the entire look of course, of this amazing, ever so amazing game, especially Heroes of Might and Magic 4. I mean, Heroes of Might and Magic really looks amazing, even without that HD retarded edition, but it looks amazing. So let's see. Okay, let's see. So we had some movement. Let me just double click on our whammy here. So how much movement do we have at the moment? 17 of 24. Good stuff. Let's first collect the wolves. Wolves can be recruited here. I know this is the Wolven Hut. You hear a painful yowling coming in from somewhere off the path, and for a moment you consider heading in the other direction. You've heard plenty of bards' tales, and people always die while investigating strange sounds. But you can't stand the moaning any longer, so you creep quietly from tree to tree. You must be close, but you can't see anything. Could it be some forest spirit? You've heard stories about them too, and they're never pleasant. Then you nearly put your foot in it. A pit, that is. You drop to your knees and stare down into the steep hole. At the bottom is a small wolf pup, clawing pitifully at the sides of the trap as it howls for help. It seems to be favoring one of its hind legs as well, most likely injured during its fall. Hold on, little guy, you say as you search for a branch or a log, some way to get the pup out. Of course you find nothing large enough to help, so you circle the pit a couple of times, studying it closely. It's probably one of few inches shy of 7 feet deep. Even a grown wolf couldn't climb out of that. But for once in your life, your tall, thin body is good for something. You take out your dagger and stab it firmly into the ground at the edge of the pit so you can use it as a leverage when you have to climb out. And then you jump in right next to the pup. The small wolf barks and growls as you reach for it. It even snaps at your hand, ripping off a bit of a flesh. Ow, I'm just trying to help you, bastard, you say. But you sense the creature is more frightened than it has ever been in its life. There isn't going to be any easy way to do this, so you quickly snatch up the wolf pup. You lift it toward the top of the pit, wincing as it scratches and nips at your arms. Finally the pup realizes where it is and leaps to the forest floor. You hear it scurry away. You're welcome, you say. Your hands and forearms now look like you rubbed thorns across them, and the sleeves of your silk tunic are ruined. And this was the thanks you got. It takes a little effort for you to lift yourself out of the pit trap, but as you reclaim your dagger, you realize you're not alone. As silent as whisper, a pack of wolves surrounds you. Let's see what happens. Oh, you stammer. I didn't dig this hole, honest. You remain still, afraid that the wrong move will get you killed. Even when a large black female steps from the pack, you don't budge. She nervously presses her wet muzzle into your palm, sniffs, nudges, and then licks your hand. Her tail begins to wag happily. It seems you made a few friends. And we get the recruit wolves. I love that! The entire little story and how you recruit something and get it. I love that! I adore that! Like Lysander, I don't think they had that. That was kind of more my Lysander live campaign, but this, that's something I adore about certain games, that they kind of make a story for. Doesn't mean it's a turn-based game or a or a just you know, real-time game, real strategy game. I love those moments where they, or any game, I love when they introduce the specific enemy or a creature that you can go with, and I love it. I just love it. What can I say? I just love it. So these are regular wolves. 2 attacks allows this creature to attack twice in a melee combat. The second attack occurs after the enemy's retaliation. Good stuff. Okay, so 36 gold pieces they're gonna cost. Well, in one, but in total for 15 we get exactly for 540. We have enough money, and I will go for the greatest, of course. They have 2 to 3 damage, 12 health, 22 movement points, 7 initiative, which is the initiative highly important in any game, right? It's highly important, but in this one very much so. So this is just how much damage and how much in general damage, attack skill during the combat, and defense skill of 8. Of course, then you summarize how many units you have, then you use the entire math, and then you're fucked, and then you lose yourself. But that, we're gonna get these beautiful things. And there you go. Now we have some wolves, some sexy wolves. Aren't they sexy, demon? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I'm gonna split them up a little bit like that. Look how beautiful they look. Look how beautiful they're sexy wolves. And because we saved the pop, we did well. So as you can see now, some of our movement is gone, and we can see, go back here and see exactly, does it just, yes, it replenishes. It may only be the rainwater, but a thirsty party doesn't move too fast. You stop briefly, drink your fill, and continue your journey. Plus 7 movement you gain back. Isn't that beautiful? It is, demon, it is. So let's go. We have something over here. Shrines of Magic teaches new spells to heroes capable of learning them. This particular one will teach you level 1 nature spell. Good stuff. Or we go immediately for the rainbow. Gives you temporary boost of luck. Well, I don't know if there's something gaudy here, but I'm gonna go for that first. Okay, we can also see something in the distance across the valleys of Gorgora. Band of the Elves, our main unit, which is of course an Elvish unit. The ranged ability allows, of course, to attack from the distance. Also shoots twice, allows this range to fire twice each time it attacks. That's specific to the beautiful rangers. Let's just say the Elven bastards. The second attack occurs after any enemy retaliation. A ranged first strike allows this creature to strike a target in range combat before its target can retaliate. Isn't that beautiful? The ranged first strike. Amazing stuff. So they shoot you, she immediately opens fire upon them and stuff like that. So let's see what we gain out of this. Slowly, you touch the shrine with both hands. An energy passes through your skin, enveloping you. Sensing your familiarity with the nature magic, it passes on the knowledge of this mystical place, teaching you summon sprite spell. And we have some sprites, people. They're gonna be very useful. They're very beautiful looking ladies, first and foremost. I would definitely fuck them. Okay, so now we have the sprites. Beautiful. And here is what exactly sprites can be recruited. They're excellent. Again, look at the like the entire like the art for it. I love it. I just fucking love it. This is gonna be very enjoyable campaign for me, you know. They're very enjoyable campaign for me. So let's approach. Oh no, we have no more movement points. Let's end this and see how this is gonna go. At the moment, I'm not being attacked by anyone, which is always a good thing, my dear friends. It's always a good thing when I do not know where my enemy truly is and he's gonna be raping everything. So let's recruit some beautiful sprites. You pause to wash off some of the grime collected during your hike, quickly realizing that you will never be properly clean until you return to the Elven court. A hot bath is what you need, but you wash your face and hands. And you're about to take a bath when you notice some tiny faces hiding in the bushes at the edge of the pool. "Pervert!" they say. "Hey you, come out of there." Even before you see them, you recognize the giggle of a sprite. "What were you doing?" you ask. "You perverts?" "Watching," says one. "You perverts?" "Yeah, we were wondering if you were two elves in one," says another. Huh? "You're so tall, I bet you got another person in there under your pretty clothes." You know from experience that if given the freedom, a sprite will talk all day, so you interrupt. "No, it's just me," you say. "My name is Elwin. I'm a druid of the Elven court, and I seem to be lost." Maybe you can help." "You're a druid," says one. "You don't look like a druid." "No, he looks like a funny, tall, singing minstrel man." "A tall, skinny, colorful tree, yes. What kind of a tree is he?" You raise your hands again, sighing because even sprites are joking about your size. "Can you help me?" you ask. "Think about it. If you join me, you can make jokes about me all day long." The sprites fly in circles over the pool, giggling and hooting with pleasure. Then one of them waves at you. "Hey, sounds like fun. Follow us to our home. We want to tell the others too," she says. And now we can recruit sprites. And of course they are a flying creature. And they also, this creature, no retaliation ability, allows you to attack without any chance of it, so the enemy cannot retaliate against them when they attack. It's same thing in Heroes of Might and Magic 3. So 1 to 2, 10 damage, 7 health point, not a huge chunk of health, but there are 23 of them, 506 gold pieces. 10 defense. This is to see the 10 defense is kind of a basic, and offense are basic, like the main thing. 6 initiative and 40 movement. Of course, they can fly. They can be naughty little girls. Naughty little girls. We'll be taking them all, of course. That's 38 of those beauties. Let's position them in front as always. 36 of those. Yeah. I mean, it's depends on how. Well, I mean, how much a wolf does that. 2 to 3, right? Sprites 1 to 2. I think it's better to spread the sprites instead of the wolves. And plus, we have more of those. Like this, if we want to lure the enemy, you know, what we fight, how we fight them, and that's all the question, right? I want to keep us kind of a strong party there, right? 36 sprites 2 to 2 damage, that's gonna be a fucking ton of damage. So let's go to the rainbow. It gives you a temporary boost to your luck. Now, do remember also, I think this is always the same. The more you leave these unnatural creatures on the map, I forgot the word. It's there, but I cannot remember. There's just basic monsters on the world. Over time, and I think specifically weekly, they grow in size. So I might have to kill some of them to gain some good items. So again, sure, everyone has seen a rainbow, but few actually find the spot where it begins. This must be your lucky day. I'll get +2 luck. Good stuff. So we're very lucky now. +2 luck, +1 morale. That's always a good thing in any world. In any world. But let's now continuously explore a little bit of here. We have a wagon. Usually there we have some items in the wagon. Let's go into the wagon and collect the wagon if we can. So again, I'm a little bit worried about dozens. Dozens is like 30 Skeletors, and they are of course the undead. They have no morale or spells and abilities that only work on a living creature. Some spells and artifacts such as holy water give special effect on the undead creatures. Undead creatures, however, give the additional -2 morale point to all non-death creatures. Good stuff. And of course they have a 100% range defense, considering of course they are Skeletors. Let's end this. And we are being attacked and pretty much dead, I would say. I think we are pretty much dead. Wow, that they oh yeah, these bastards, they can be an adventure map, and second level creatures and heroes with basic scouting can only notice them. So we're pretty much fucked. And let's see if we are. I mean, they're 21. Well, that's a lot. Like 1 to 3 damage, 10 health points, plus 1. Okay, well, maybe we could kill them by forcing them to get into a certain angle of things. So let's get over here, like this. And I'm gonna spam, so the wolves are much stronger than the sprites. And that's only 2. We have 20 mana. Okay, I'm gonna spam those wolves. Like this. Sprites can go over here, behind. Go over here, behind. Go over here, behind. I wanna try and lure the enemy in this certain position. It will be perfect, and one by one we'll be able to annihilate them, but I think they're gonna annihilate us if we keep here. If we can get all here, that's gonna be beautiful. Wolves, thank you very much. More wolves, always a good thing. Always a good thing. Maybe I should spread the sprites over here, or lure one of the sprites over here, so one of these of 21 can go towards this location. Okay, defense. Let's move a little bit here. Thank you. Get over here. Excellent. You get over here. Excellent. And you stay behind. Remember, they cannot be retaliated upon. No, they're going for the hero. Okay. They're actually going for the hero, and that's gonna be a bad mojo. Stay where you are, Wolfenzy. Or go a little bit here. Thank you. Over here. Beautiful. 36 of you. Let's get over here. I don't know what I'm trying to do, but I'm gonna try and do something cool about this. There is no way I'm gonna be able to handle these bastards. As we are. And I'm glad when you right click, compared to Heroes of Might and Magic 3, you can actually see the movement where they can reach. I want to split these bastards as much as possible. Good, good. That's what I wanted you to do. This is what I wanted you to do. That's okay. There goes one of our sprites. Nothing we could do about that one. Fall back over here. No, no way. We have to go around this location. Okay. Okay, so again, we're maybe utilize these sprites to run away as much as possible until I can get most of the wolves at least up and running. So defense. Oh, poor sprites, man. Poor motherfucking sprites. 9 wolves, good stuff. What can I do with you? Nothing. What can I do with you? Nothing. How much can we GTFO out of here? Well, let's get over here with the sprite. I'm hoping at least to lead some of them out of this place of darkness. You see, I had 23 wolves here. If I can, maybe I see that they cannot retaliate. The wolves are yet to attack here, so I can go wolf from this location. Good stuff like that. Okay, good stuff. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. We'll be able to do something. No, we definitely won't be able to do anything with wolves here. Now the wolves, of course, have 2 attacks. We can whammy them 2 times. I have 2 wolves left, and that's done for the wolves. Okay, so this definitely didn't go as planned, if I even had a plan. Okay, 21 of those do a lot of damage. Yeah, I might have fucked up because the sprites actually were more worthy of all this. Oh man, now let's summon 3 wolves again. I have to get the fuck out of there with sprites and try to do something with that. Or just plainly just, you know, hold. Attack one. At least she killed one of them, so that's nice. And attack that bastard with everything we have. You know, he is alone, and oh good, that was nice. There goes one of them. Good stuff. That means he will not, or well, I don't know if he will gonna retaliate there. I mean, we're supposed to attack the bastard. He has -1 morale, so that's a nice thing. Let's block the motherfucker. All these guys won't be able to reach the hero, which is important. I'm gonna attack him no less. Come on. Good stuff. Good stuff there. Remember, 2 times. Oh, so the one with the least amount of people attacked us. I like that very much so. See, these guys now can't do anything against the wolf that we have. He can't do shit. They can't do shit at those bigger ones. So I could try maybe go for this one. Immediately with this one, leave this one asshole there just to think that he is cooler than us. That he does only like 1 to 3 damage, right? 10 health points. 2 to 3. We could kill this one immediately. I don't think that's gonna be a good thing. So let's fall back completely. Again, this is one of our main amount of wolves that we have. So I'm gonna again just spam wolves. That's 5 wolves. Thank you very much. And low morale under the 12, which is nice. I can tell him to wait a little bit. Okay, that did nothing that I wanted to like do with. Okay, definitely that wait thing. I never learned how to utilize the proper. Never learn how to utilize it properly. Spam our wolves again. 6. Well, okay, beautiful. Let's wrap up that one. Good. Let's attack you, you little bitch. How do you like that map? We'll have to run away with the hero, or he is dead. Or he is pretty much dead. Excellent, he is dead. Okay, there goes one of them, at least. There goes one of them, at least. What do I do with this? Well, is the question. Go, 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 go. Oh, he's dead. No, he's not. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Oh, my God. Of course. Something had to happen. Something had to get fucked. Something had to get fucked. Okay, you know, like something had to get fucked heavily. Yeah, he's dead. It's over. It's pretty much a GG for this. We were that close, though. We were that close. We were that fucking. For the first time, I felt like a winner. Like I know, outnumbered. That would have been beautiful. But him dead, it's all GG now. But doesn't really matter. Let's end this battle, and this is where we're gonna end our video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this fail. It's okay. Next time we will come with more force, a bigger force, a much bigger force, a much bigger force. It was good while it lasted. I wish you the very best, guys. Next time more love, more drugs, and next time more death.